F test. This is also called variance test. For variance, we'll use the F test. Yeah, all of you see here. To test, okay, there is any significance difference between two estimated population variances. Two estimated population variances. See here, clearly they mentioned. I'll explain that part. Okay, that one already I explained. See, when they are discussing about the variances, you have to use F test. Okay, to test if two samples have come from the same population, we use F test. This is another case. In this case, always the null hypothesis H naught is, see this notation, H naught is equals to sigma 1 square is equals to sigma 2 square. That means the two populations, there is no difference between the two population variances. Okay, that is, there is no difference between two population variances. Yeah, under the H naught, the test statistic is, see here. Just a minute. Just yes, under the H naught, we have that test statistic is here. F calculated is S1 square by S2 square. S1 square by S2 square. Okay. Here, one more condition is there. Here, always S1 square is greater than S2 square. S1 square is greater than S2 square. If S2 square is greater than S1 square, in such case, the F calculated is S2 square by S1 square. Okay, with degrees of freedom nu2 comma nu1, that is, okay, what is, I will tell you what is a nu2 and nu1. The first random sample size is S1. Okay, that is generated by N1. The first random sample size is generated by N1, and the second random sample size is generated by N2. The second random sample size. Okay, the degrees of freedom is generated by, okay, depending on that one. First we are taking S2 square, here N2 minus 1, here N1 minus 1, when you are using this formula. Okay, when you are using this formula, F is equals to S1 square by S2 square. In such case, the degrees of freedom is N1 minus 1 comma N2 minus 1. Okay, for finding F tabulated value, you can use degrees of freedom. Okay, you can use the degrees of freedom. Depending on this formula, we have to take the degrees of freedom. Okay. Yeah, we'll discuss one problem. We can understand that one. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'll share once again. Yeah, I'll explain that point. All of you see here. Okay, this one. And here, for small samples, I think all of you know how to find the variance. How to find the variance, right? For small samples, the variance formula is this one. See, variance S1 square is equals to summation x minus x bar whole square by n1 minus 1. n1 minus 1. And similarly, S2 square is equals to S2 square is equals to summation y minus y bar whole square by n2 minus 1. If S1 square is greater than S2 square, then the degrees of freedom is, see here, this is degrees of freedom notation, nu 1, that is equals to n1 minus 1, and nu 2, that is equals to n2 minus 2. Sorry, n2 minus 1. This is the degrees of freedom. Okay, see, this is the general notation of the F calculated formula. F calculated is greater variance by smaller variance. Greater variance by smaller variance. Already explained that part. Okay, now we'll move to problems. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Now we'll discuss one problem on this one. As all of you see here, the problem. Yeah. In one sample of 8 observations, the sum of squares of, yeah, see, this terminology is important. The sum of the squares of the deviation of the sample values from the sample mean was 84.4, and in the other sample of 10 observations is 102.6. 102.6. Test whether this difference is significant at 5% level of significance. 5% level. Here, one more point we have to observe. Okay, we know that for small samples, the variance formula S2 square is equals to summation, okay, x minus or xi minus x bar whole square by n minus 1. See, this is the variance formula. All of you see the numerator part. This numerator is, okay, the sum of squares of deviation from sample values from the sample mean. See, this is a sample mean, x bar. Xi are the sample observations or sample values. Okay, this is called sum of squares of the deviations of the sample values from sample mean. This value they given, numerator value they given. Okay, that means indirectly in the question they are discussing about the variance. Indirectly in the question they are discussing about the variance. Okay, now all of you see here. First item the given data. N1 they given. See in first one sample of 8 observations. N1 is 8 and N2 is 10. The second sample size is 10. See, the variance, the numerator part is this one, the sum of squares of deviation from sample values from sample mean. Okay, this value they given, right? This is from first random sample, and this is the second random sample. The first random sample elements are denoted by X, and the second random samples are denoted by Y's. See, that's why I wrote it here. They wrote it X and here Y's. Summation xi minus x bar whole square is equals to 84.4, and summation y minus y bar whole square is equals to 102.6. Now we have to find variance. We know that variance formula. This is a variance formula. See, the numerator part we know that. Numerator part we know that. In the question they given. Okay, s suffix x square. That means the x is there. That is the first random sample. Sample 1. Sample 1. Y is there. That is the second random sample. See, s suffix x square. That is the variance formula. Variance formula we know that summation xi minus x bar whole square by n minus 1. Okay. This value they given. This value they given. That is 84.4 by the first random sample size is 8. 8 minus 1, 7. We can get the first random sample variance. Similarly, you can find the second random sample variance. The second random sample variance is denoted by s suffix y whole square. That is equals to this one. Here also we know that the form value. Just substitute. We can get the variance. Okay, the second sample variance is 11.4. And all of you observe here, which random sample variance is greater. First, this is the first random sample, sample 1, and this is the second random sample. Okay, all of you observe which random sample variance is greater. Yes, no. The first random sample, yeah. The first random sample is greater than the second random sample size. In such case, we'll use this formula. Already I explained that one. Okay. Now, after that, the test hypothesis procedure. The first step is set up the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis is H naught is equals to, there is no difference between two variances. Actually here, we have to use the notation sigma 1 square to sigma 2 square, but they use this notation. No need to worry about. In general, we have to use, there is no difference between two population variances. Sigma 1 square equals to sigma 2 square. We have to use this notation. Okay. Now after that, the test statistic. The test statistic is F calculated is F calculated is S square S1 square, that means Sx square by Sy square. Okay, we have to use this formula because the first random sample variance is greater. Okay, Sx means S1 square by S2 square. Here the first random sample is denoted by with variables X. The second random sample variables are denoted by Y's. That's why they use this formula. Just substitute the variances values here and simplify. You can get F calculated. F calculated is, Okay, 1.057. 1.057. 1.057. Okay, now after that, just a minute. Just a minute. Again, there is a- just a minute. Here I'm unable to write. Uh, yeah, I'll have to see here. Here this is the F calculated value. Okay, this is the F calculated value. Now by here where to find the degrees of freedom. The degrees of freedom is depending on which sample variance is greater. Okay, here the first random sample variance is greater than the second random sample variance. All of you see here, the first random sample variance is 12.057. The second random sample variance is 11.4. 11.4. Here the degrees of freedom is the first random sample size -1, comma the second random sample size -1. The first random sample size is 8. Second random sample size is 10. So the degrees of freedom is 8 minus 1 comma 10 minus 1. The degrees of freedom, that is 7 comma 9. 7 comma 9. See in the question, they mentioned level of significance, 5% level of significance is they mention. Okay, see 5% level of significance and degrees of freedom is 7 comma 9. 7 comma 9. Just a minute. We'll show you the table, how to find the table values. Yeah, all of you see here, alpha is 5%, right? And see here in first row is degrees of D1, that means new one. And this is a column, new 2 is there. Okay, what is our degrees of freedom? 7 comma 9. See, first value here, see the row wise. It's here 7 is there. And first column is the second one, that is 9. The corresponding value is, see here, this is the corresponding value, 3.29. 3.29. See, the level of significance is 5%. The degrees of freedom is 7 comma 9. As all of you are just here unable to write. Okay. Is a 7 and here 9 degrees of freedom is there. Always we have to take the numerator degrees of freedom value here, row wise. Denominator degrees of freedom here, column wise. That's why they mention here D1 and D2. Okay, depending on that formula. Here 7 comma 9 degrees of freedom. 7 comma 9. 7 we have to see in the row and the 9 we have to see in column. Here 7 is there and here 9 is there. The corresponding value is 3.29. 3.29. So F calculated value table value is 3.29. 3.29. Yeah, all of you see here. Table value of F at 5% level of significance for 7 comma 9 degrees of freedom is 3.29. 3.29. Okay, we got it, F calculated and F tabular value. Okay, the conclusion part is same thing. We have to compare both the values. Okay, we have to compare both the values. F tabulated value is 3.29 and calculated value is 1.057. See here, we have to compare that values. F calculated value is greater than F tabulated value. If this condition is satisfied, we accept the null hypothesis. We accept the null hypothesis. When you're using F test, no need to worry about the alternative hypothesis. No need to worry about the alternative hypothesis. Okay. First step is the null hypothesis, and next we have to see the level of significance and take the degrees of freedom. Okay, and find the table value. After that, F calculated. Next step is conclusion part. Yeah, all of you see here the next problem. As all of you see the next problem, in a sample of 10 observations from a normal population, okay, the sum of squares of deviations of the sample values from the sample mean is 102.4. Okay, and in another sample of 12 observations from the another normal population, okay, another population, just a minute. Yeah, now you can see. Yeah, all of us read that question. Another sample of 12 observations from another population. The sum of squares of the deviation of sample values from the sample mean is 120.5. 120.5. Examine whether the two normal populations have same variance or not. Same variance or not. Okay. See, they are discussing about the variance and the sample sizes are small samples. Okay, we'll use the F test. We'll use the F test. Okay. Now all of you see the solution part. Okay. First item, what is the given data? See, the solution part is the given data is n1 is equals to 10. Yes, but see, this notation is sum of squares of deviation from sample values from the sample mean. Okay, n1 is equals to 10 and summation xi minus x bar whole square is equals to 102.4. So first random sample variance is s1 square, that is equals to this one. Numerator value, we know that 102.4 by sample size is 10. 10 minus 1, 9. When you are simplifying this one, you can get s1 square, that is 11.37. 11.37. Similarly, write down the second random sample size n2, that is 12. Okay, and summation yi minus y bar whole square is equals to 120.5. By using this one, you can find the variance. S2 square is equals to summation xi minus x bar whole square by n2 minus 1. The second random sample size is 12. 12 minus 1, 11. Now you can get the variance. The second random sample variance is 10.95. See, the first random sample variance is 11.37. All of you observe these two values. Which one is greater? The first random sample variance is greater than the second random sample variance. Okay. Then the null hypothesis is H naught is equals to the two normal populations have same variance. That is sigma 1 square is equals to sigma 2 square. sigma 1 square is equals to sigma 2 square. And here the test statistic is depending on S1 square and S2 square. Okay, which variance sample variance is greater than, that we have to take into numerator. Here as first random sample variance is greater than the second random sample variance. In such case, the test statistic is F calculated is equals to S1 square by S2 square. S1 square by S2 square. Now if you simplify that one, you can get F calculated value. F calculated value is 1.038. 1.038. Okay, and anyone guess what is the degrees of freedom here? Yeah, and the first random sample size minus 1 comma second random sample size, that is first random sample size is 10, 10 minus 1 comma 12 minus 1, 9 9 comma 11. And what is the level of significance? Yes, Asma, very good. Level of significance is, if in the question they mentioned, you can take that one. Otherwise, generally 5% level of significance. See here, alpha is 5% level of significance. Okay, and degrees of freedom is 9 comma 11. Now all of you see the table value. 5% level of significance and 9 comma 11. See, 9 is here and 11 is here. 9 always the first degrees of freedom D1 here we have to take here, and first column is this D2. 9 comma 11. 9th column is this one and 11th row is this one. The corresponding value is 2.90. All of you see here. Okay, 5% level of significance for degrees of freedom 9 comma 11 is 2.90. 2.90. See, there is a table value. There is a table value. Yeah, for variance, okay. Yeah, somebody asked a very good question, ma. In starting, we discussed the sampling distribution theory. Okay, by using random sample data, we are estimating how many population parameters. How many population parameters? Okay, here by using random sample data, we are estimating one population parameter variance. That's why here we are taking degrees of freedom is n1, the sample size minus 1. Here they are discussing about variance only. We are discussing about population variances. One population parameter we are estimating. Okay. The degrees of freedom definition only we discussed in starting of this class. Okay, by using random sample data, we are estimating one population parameter. In such case, you can change the formula. Yeah, here unable to write, just orally I will tell you. If S1 square is less than S2 square, in such case the formula will be changed. In such case, F calculated is S2 square by N1 square, S1 square. I will show here. See, this is a general notation. F calculated is greater variance by smaller variance. Smaller variance. Suppose S2 square is greater than S1 square. In such case, F calculated is S2 square by S1 square. Is that clear? See, this is a general notation. I hope that your doubt is clear, right? Yeah, see here, s1 square is greater than, in our problem, s2 square. So f calculated is s1 square by s2 square. Just substitute that values here. You can get the f calculated. F calculated is 1.03838. And just now I shown the table value for 5% level of significance. Okay, and degrees of freedom is 9,11 at 5% level of significance. The table value is 2.90 or 91. Now we have to compare with tabular values. Okay, f calculated is less than f tabular value. If this condition is satisfied, we accept the null hypothesis H naught. We accept the null hypothesis H naught. That means there is no difference between two population variances. There is no difference between two population variances. Okay. Here one more problem is there. This is also same similar to the like that one. Just the given sample data. Okay. Now this is about the F test, and one more test is there, chi-square test. Okay, chi-square test. Yeah, chi-square test for goodness of fit. Once all of you see that one. Yeah, chi-square test for goodness of fit. Here the chi-square test is used for sometimes we'll study the theory part, sometimes we'll study do the practical. Okay, here there is no difference between observed and expected values. We have to test that one. In such cases we'll use the chi-square test. Okay, chi-square test. See, chi-square test formula is chi-square is equals to summation O minus E whole square by E. O is the observed frequencies, E is the expected frequencies. Expected frequencies. Chi-square test is used to test whether the difference between observed and expected frequencies. There is a difference between observed and expected frequencies. Okay, that means theory and practicals are that. Theory are expected, practicals are observed. We have to test. There is no difference between theory and practicals. That is, theory are expected, practicals are observed. Okay, only the tested statistic will be changed. The formula is this one. If the data is given a series of n numbers, then the degrees of freedom is n minus 1. The degrees of freedom is n minus 1. Okay. Once we discuss one problem, we can understand this one. Yeah, once all of you read this question, the number of automobile accidents per week in a certain community as follows: 12, 8, 20, 2, 14, 10, 15, 6, 9, and 4. Are these frequencies in agreement with the belief that accidents conditions were same during the 10-week period? 10-week period. Okay, in the first week, the number of accidents are 12. In the second week, the number of accidents are 8. In the third week, the number of accidents are 20. Fourth week, the number of accidents are 12. Sorry, 2. Like this one, they given 10 weeks data they given. In first week, how many accidents are happened? In second week, how many accidents are happened, like this one. Okay. Here, how for finding expected frequencies, we have to add all frequencies. Okay, that is 100 by number of weeks, 100 by 10. This is the expected frequency. Expected frequency. Okay, the null hypothesis is the accident conditions were same during the 10-week period. During the 10-week period. See, these are the observed values. We are expecting per week the number of accidents are 10. This is the practical theory. These are the observations. Okay. Now we have to test. There is no difference between observed and expected frequencies. See, there is a null hypothesis. The accidents were the same during the 10-week period. For that, we have to see, but use the chi-square test. Chi-square test formula is summation. Okay, OI minus EI by E. Okay. For that, for finding that one, we have to create one table. In first column, we have to take observed values or observed frequencies. Okay, 10 total 10 weeks data is there, 10 frequencies. Okay, in second column, we have to take expected frequencies. Here, expected frequencies already we discussed how to find that one. Okay, sum of frequencies by number of weeks, that is 10. That's why we are taken all equal. In first week, 10 accidents. In second week, 10 accidents, like this one. Total 10 weeks data. After that, in next column, we have to find OI minus EI. OI minus EI. Okay. See, 12 minus 10, 2. 8 minus 10. 8 minus 10, minus 2. Next, 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. Next is 2 minus 10, minus 8. Like this one, we have to calculate O minus EI. And next column is O minus EI whole square by EI. The corresponding expected frequency we have to divide. O minus E whole square by E. That is, see here, 12 minus 10 whole square by, already we did that one, O minus EI. Just simply this square, 2 square is 4. 4 by 10, 0.4. O minus E, we know that O minus E, 2 whole square. That is 2 square is 4. 4 by the corresponding expected frequency, 10. 4 by 10, 0.4. Like this one, we can find out O minus E whole square by E. You can find out that sum is the sum value is, sum of these values is 26.6. Sum of that value is 26.6. So yeah, now we have to find the chi-square calculated. Chi-square calculated is summation O minus EI whole square by EI. That is 26.6. Next, we have to find out the chi-square tabular value. Here, the degrees of freedom is n minus 1. Total 10 weeks data is they given. That is, the sample size is 10. Sample size is 10. So, degrees of freedom is sample size minus 1. 10 minus 1. 9. 9 degrees of freedom. 9 degrees of freedom. I will show the table value, chi-square table value. See here. The figure is not clear. So in first row, to see the alpha value. Okay, in first row, and in first column we have to see the degrees of freedom, same like z table like that. Okay, first row indicates the alpha value, okay, level of significance. First column indicates the degrees of freedom. The corresponding value is called chi-square tabular value. Okay, by using the table you can get the table value. Here for 5% level of significance, 9 degrees of freedom, the table value is 16.9. 16.9, and calculated value is 26.6. No. Chi-square by using table only. Yeah, same thing. Z table, T table, F table. How we used for chi-square table also is there. Actually, the figure is not clear. See this one. Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, now we can see little bit. Yeah, in first row, there is a level of significance. See here, 5% level of significance is there, right? 0.05. And what is our degrees of freedom? 9 degrees of freedom. Okay, 9 degrees of freedom. See here, 9 is there. The first column indicates the degrees of freedom. Here 9 is there. The corresponding value we have to see. See, this is the 9 degrees of freedom, alpha 5%, 16.919. This is the chi-square tabular value, 16.919. Okay, see the table value, 16.9 they are taken. After getting table value and calculated value, we have to compare. See here, the calculated value is 26.6. The chi-square calculated is greater than table value. If this condition is satisfied, we reject the null hypothesis. We reject the null hypothesis. Okay. Therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected. That means the accident conditions were not same that during the 10 weeks period. During the 10 weeks period. Okay. See the next problem. A sample analysis of examination results. Okay, for this one, just a minute. Yeah, same problem. Just a minute. All of you see here. A sample analysis of examination results of 500 students were made. It was found to be 200 students had failed. Okay, 170 had scored third class, 90 were placed in second class, and 20 got the first class. Do these figures, okay, commensurate with a general examination results with which is in ratio of 4:3:2:1 for the various categories respectively. Here they given one sample data analysis examination results out of 500 students. Out of 500 students, okay, just a minute. Out of 500 students they given. Okay, by theory they are telling the ratio like this one. Okay, 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. We have to test. For in this case, we have to use the chi-square test. See here, H naught is the observed results commensurate with general examination results. Okay, here no need to worry about the H1. The result there is a difference. Okay, and here expected frequencies are in the ratio of 4 is to 3 is to 1, 3 is to 2 is to 1, and total frequency is 500. Okay, if you divide total frequency 500 in the ratio of 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1, we get the expected frequencies. Expected frequencies. See, as first expected frequency is 500 into 4 by 10. When you are simplifying this one, we can get the first expected frequency, that is 200. Similarly, 500 into 3 by 10. See here, this is the ratio for expected frequencies. 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. For second ratio is 3. That's why here I taken 3. 500 into 3 by 10. When you are simplifying this one, you can get the second frequency is, expected frequency is 150. Similarly, you can get the remaining two frequencies, 100 and 50. 100 and 50. These are the expected frequencies. All of you see here. Observed values they given 220, 170, 90 and 20. These are the observed values. Observed values are denoted by OI. And expected frequencies just now we discussed. Okay, these are the expected frequencies, right? And next, in next column, we have to find OI minus EI. That is 220 minus 200, 20. 170 minus 150, 20. 90 minus 100, 10. Okay, 20 minus 50. Okay, here minus 30, but minus is not there. Next, we have to find OI minus EI whole square. 20 whole square is 400, 20 whole square is 400, 10 square is 100, 30 square is 900. Okay, we have to divide these values by the corresponding expected frequencies. Okay, 400 by the corresponding expected frequency is 200. 400 by 200, this value is 2. Next, 400 by 150, the value is 2.667. Next, 100 by 100, 1. Next, 900 by 50, 18. We have to add these values. We can get summation OI minus EI whole square by EI. Here, chi-square calculated is summation 1 to 4 O minus EI whole square by E. The value is 23.667. And see here, degrees of freedom. The sample size is 4. The degrees of freedom is 4 minus 1, 3. And the level of significance is 5%. In the question they given 5% level of significance. The corresponding table value is 7.81. 7.81. After getting calculated value and table value, right? Where to compare. Here in this problem, chi-square calculated is greater than chi-square tabular value. At alpha percent, 5% degrees of freedom, 5% level of significance for 3 degrees of freedom. If this condition is satisfied, we reject the null hypothesis. So the decision is we reject the null hypothesis. That is, we accept H1. Okay. That is, there is a difference between observed and expected frequencies. Observed and expected frequencies. Yes, this is the last topic in fourth unit. Okay, last topic in fourth unit, chi-square test. Yeah, today I am unable to write. Some problem is there. Okay, I hope all of you understood this one. When you'll use f-test and when we'll use chi-square test. F-test is will use when they are discussing about the population variances. Yeah, quiz is there. Yes, all of you wait for 1 minute. We'll start the quiz. Yeah, this is the last topic in fourth unit. Tomorrow we'll start the fifth unit. Tomorrow we'll start the unit 5. So unit 4 is completed. Yeah, for second years, February 16th onwards, 15th or 16th for second years, second and first years. Just a minute. Okay. Small of you wait for 1 or 2 minutes. We'll start the quiz.